What is going on, you guys? Today, I've got a few LinkedIn tips for you that I think might be helpful if you're a developer trying to get a job. And believe me, I know LinkedIn's not the most fun social media on the planet, but it's kind of a necessary evil, but it's also very powerful. So I highly recommend actually using it. So my first piece of advice would be just to post stuff. I know that sounds obvious, but a lot of people just kind of lurk and spectate. Some ideas for what you could post are posting advice. Like if you're a JavaScript developer, post syntax advice. Another one is advice on learning. So like there's always people that are going to be right under you. Like even if you're brand new, you might have people following you that are like even newer and just trying to get to where you're at. So help them out in any way you can. Give study tips, give just learning advice. Post news about your tech stack. So like if there's relevant stuff that comes out, relevant updates, post about that, or just stuff that's interesting to you. And the most important one is demo your personal projects. It'll get you noticed by hiring managers. Recruiters usually aren't the most technical. So if you've got a really badass project, you'll more likely get noticed from more technical people that are like, dang, that's a cool project. How I would do this is take a video of kind of a walkthrough of your project, like go through all the basic functionality or all the functionality that you can in like a 1-minute video. No one's gonna watch like a 12-minute video, and put some light background music on so it's not completely boring, or maybe a voiceover or both. And in this video, I would talk about like the tech stack you use, challenges you faced, things you overcame, things you learned. All right, next is optimizing your profile. The first thing is the headline. Some people put like aspiring developer, which is, in my opinion, you should drop the aspiring. I've heard recruiters say the same thing. You're either a web developer or you're not, or a programmer or you're not. It's not like aspiring, because if you're doing it at all, you're already doing it. So you don't have to actually be working to call yourself that. Leave out a lot of the pointless words. Some people, they put like passionate, aspiring is another one, of course, curious, just kind of those filler words that don't add much. So in my opinion, just sticking to like full stack developer or web developer or front end developer or software engineer or your tech stack. So like don't put your whole stack in there, but like if you're primarily a JavaScript developer or something like that, put that in front of, the rest. Next is having a decent headshot. This can be just as simple as like putting your phone on the windowsill and just taking a picture of you. You can do a selfie, but just like kind of make it look as most like you're not actually taking a selfie as possible. Make sure you've got some decent clothes on like you would if you were going into work, and make sure to link your portfolio site. So there's a section right under your headline where you can link anything and give it a label. Also use the featured section. The featured section is huge. You can link your resume as a PDF. You can add links to prominent posts. So like I said, the post where you share your projects and just kind of like go over them, you can link to those posts directly. You can link again to your personal website. And when you do that, make sure you have your meta tag set up. So like your image, your title, and your description, because those show in that social media link that it gives you. And also your description. So you have this area, I think it's right under the featured section. It might be right above, but you have an area where you can write kind of a bio type thing. And a lot of people just write a book. And I would personally recommend not doing that. I think if you just keep it concise and say something to the effect of like, hi, I'm Jacob. I'm a web developer in blank city. I program in JavaScript, React, just kind of like list off your stack. And right under that, and you can go deeper in that too. Like you don't have to just do like that one sentence, but like just make it not crazy long. That's my main advice. And include your GitHub at the bottom, and you can add another link to whatever you want. You can add your email, your portfolio site again, your leak code if you have one, and just stuff like that, your YouTube. Next is add any work experience you have. Like even if it's something that is completely unrelated, like even if you were a delivery driver or a dishwasher, just anything, add that, because it'll show that you, for one, were working. You didn't just have like a massive gap. Act as though you're proud of that job, even if you are not. Like list your responsibilities that you had, list how you contributed to the organization in some way. Next is add any certificates that you've earned. So this is probably pretty obvious. If you have certificates, you probably already have them on there. But if you have taken classes or a boot camp or courses online, you probably have gotten some kind of certificate. Definitely add those. They might not help a ton, but they'll show that you're driven. They'll show that you at least somewhat know what you're talking about. They'll just add to it. They're like that cherry, you know what I mean? Last section, so stick around. Also, if you like this video so far, please give it a like. I really would appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. So lastly is networking. Also obvious, maybe this is LinkedIn, so you probably think you should be networking, but the most important part here is networking with recruiters. I would just reach out to them. You can send cold messages. I would friend them probably. And in these messages, you can just tell them like, good morning, I'm John, a web developer in Cleveland, Ohio. I wanted to reach out and see if you had any open roles that were centered around React.js. Thanks, John. Just be concise, be somewhat detailed. Don't beat around the bush of why you're messaging them. They know exactly why you're messaging them. You don't need to pretend like you're trying to be their friend. You might become their friend. They're very nice people, but like, they know that you just want a job, so just kind of stick to that in your message. Similarly, how you message hiring managers, if you want to do that, recruiters are probably going to be enough. Hiring managers probably get a ton of these, but as long as you are polite and concise, like I said, they won't be annoyed. Last but not least, engage with other developers. I know that might be hard if you are very introverted, but you never know what kind of opportunities, and don't do it completely selfishly, but like, you know, maybe try to make friends on LinkedIn. A lot of people are in the same boat as you. You never know what one interaction can lead to, you know? So if you have a developer that's better than you and that has what you want already, still kind of like try to engage with them, because you never know what'll happen. They might see that you're a pretty good developer and they have a position open up at their place, and they reach out to you first because they know that, for one, you're looking, and two, that you're competent. And you can just comment on their posts and encourage them and just be overall nice, and at the same time you will show up on feed for everyone. LinkedIn has a really good way of sharing, of just blasting stuff out, so things that you didn't think would reach that many people, like you can reach way more than just your followers. You can reach, like, if you reach everyone from everyone else's followers list. So it's very powerful. If you like this video, you'll probably like this one about 3 tips that I would give developers that are trying to get their first job, maybe their second job. But anyways, thank you so much for sticking around all the way till the end here. I appreciate it a lot. Peace.